Welcome. My name is Dr. Michael Rahman, and I'm a naturopathic doctor. I've been in practice now for well over 18 years in Toronto, Ontario. And today I'd like to just have a discussion with you about the top 10 things that are treated by naturopathic medicine, and especially the things that I see the most in my practice. And again, a lot of years and a lot of people, hundreds of thousands of people, essentially, I've seen either in consultation or when I'm doing lectures. And so there's a lot of valuable information here in terms of what you might expect with natural medicine. So the first discussion that we've got to understand, or the first thing we've got to understand, is essentially what is naturopathic medicine? Notice here that we have the words art and science on the slide. It is because we, in fact, take time, and naturopathic medicine is about really taking the sort of whole picture into the context of what's going on for the person. And so we're talking about the elements that maybe bring you to your present state of health, and in the context of both prevention and a reaction to where you might be currently. We're using scientifically proven natural therapies which have a focus on helping the individual in totality. So everything all together. There are some main principles here that we have to understand. The first major guiding principle for all naturopathic doctors is that we try to not do anything that is harmful to the body. We utilize those elements of nature that help us the most, and we look towards getting to the root of the illness. And so it's not a matter of actually just manifesting a symptom management and helping the individual cope with symptoms. Sometimes that's necessary. So if someone's coming in for extreme pain situations, we look for the things that might actually get them out of pain. But ultimately, we may look for the reasons why the pain is there. So it might be a malalignment, it might be something in the joints that might be out of kilter, it might actually be contributing as a result of food and food intake. We also look towards providing a model by actually providing some example in our own sort of lives as practitioners, if you will, where the doctor becomes the teacher. And a lot of times I'm actually doing, I love to diagram, so I'm actually drawing a lot the elements that are happening in the body, and I look towards educating a person as to what might actually be happening in the body and why. We treat the entire individual. This includes not just the physical complaint or symptom, but that which is happening on the mental, emotional, and spiritual components as well. And so these are elements we have to try to understand what might be bringing a person to be experiencing the situation that they might be in current time based on what is happening in totality. So maybe even relationships might have to be examined in a person's sort of current state to understand how toxic and negative relationships might actually be influencing how a person's doing. And we look here towards health promotion actually being the best element of prevention. So we might want to ask, why is it that I want to visit a naturopathic doctor? Well, ultimately you want to feel better. This might equate into feeling better energy, it might be better sleep, it might actually be that you are looking for answers that lie outside of conventional care. I can't tell you how many times patients or clients come to me and say, well, I really hope you can help me because you're my last hope. And in fact, everyone is saying to me, all my healthcare providers are saying to me that everything is normal and within normal ranges, but yet I still don't feel well. And so I need to actually, I being the client, need to look towards other methods and potentially another vantage point that might help me to understand what is going on for me. Some individuals come to us because they want to look towards preventative strategy. So they know that there might be some weaknesses in the body, some genetic weaknesses or tendencies that they have to really shore up. And so that might be one of the things that we look towards, prevention as a cure. We are looking either also sometimes towards alternative solutions for conventional medicines, and ultimately, everyone wants to know what to eat. There's just so much information out here in media, and also conflicting information about the things that we should eat or shouldn't eat. So should we be vegetarian? Should potentially we eliminate some of the major food intolerances in the diet, such as gluten or dairy? And so if we need to understand how that might implement or be a part of what we are having in our lives and experiencing in our life, we might want to see a naturopathic doctor. And also, we might want to be interested in how all these systems come to play. Now, let's get to the nuts and bolts here of this presentation. Essentially, you want to know what the top 10 things are that naturopathic doctors treat. And so what I'm going to suggest to you is see if any one of these actually speaks to you. See if there are any of these conditions or elements that you are struggling with in your life right now that you might want to seek some guidance for. Potentially you want just another set of eyes or ears to hear and to pay attention as to what it is that you might do to get better, to feel better. And so the first thing is, well, let's start with actually number 10. And you'll probably, if you're like me, you've jumped ahead already and you've seen the number one thing. But let's start here at number 10. We're talking about mood troubles. Anxiety and depression, these are major things that are happening in our lives today. I think it's probably because our lives are so busy and so full. The next thing is children's health concerns, pediatric concerns. A lot of times parents come in actually wanting better health for their children. Of course, who doesn't? As a parent myself, I know that I would do just about anything to make sure that my kids are feeling better and feel well and can enjoy optimal health. Allergies. Now, this is a big one. This could be environmental allergies. It could actually be food-related allergies or intolerances. The difference between an allergy and intolerance is, in fact, that the allergy might be presenting itself right away and immediately, and you know that you've got an allergic reaction because it's very strong and potentially it can be life-threatening and a medical emergency. Whereas an intolerance might actually allow itself to develop over a period of time and days. The next is pain, obviously. Anyone in pain knows if we've got chronic pain, we're looking for alternatives. We're looking for things that can help us get rid of pain. Arthritic pain, of course, is one of the most common things here. Number 6 is, in fact, hormonal imbalances in both men and women, and a lot of times this has to do with changes that come as a result of time and age and space. Or, in fact, it has to do with hormonal shift that occurs as a result of menopause or andropause in men. And so a lot of times we're talking about the symptoms such as hot flashes and memory and fatigability, and also just the failure to feel as well or as energetic as one did, based on hormonal imbalances. Number 5, all skin concerns. This includes eczema and dermatitis and psoriasis and acne and pimples and wrinkles and moles and all of the above, and pigment changes in the skin. In fact, at Pinewood, and we're going to talk a little bit about Pinewood later, but cosmetic and dermatological skin concerns are actually one of the specialties of the practice. Digestive imbalances. So if you're struggling with constipation or looseness of stool or irritable bowel syndrome, which actually I think is an understanding of we're not really sure what's causing your irritable bowel or your bowel that is irritated, but we're going to give it this category, and it doesn't really give you any answers other than it's an irritable bowel. And in fact, again, if you come and visit with a naturopathic doctor, you can look towards some of the elements that we've spoken about, including the food intolerances, which might be a problem. The next is actually weight loss. So a lot of times patients are coming to me. Clients are coming because they're not satisfied with where their bodies are at, for potentially even aesthetic reasons, or even ultimately, as important, is in fact because there is a health concern such as high blood pressure, for example, or joint issues that make it imperative that we actually get to weight loss. The number 2 thing is, in fact, fatigue. And of course, all of us can do with more energy and want to feel optimal in terms of how we experience our days. So we want to have that energy to start the morning fresh, wake up refreshed, and actually keep going through the context of what we do. And ultimately, for those of you that want more information about how to raise your energy, there is a free downloadable book on our Facebook fan page, which we'll come to at the end, that you can actually download, and it'll allow you some insight in terms of the elements that you might be thinking about or may not be aware of that can lead you down the path of getting better energy. And then one of the number 1 things about why people come and see a naturopathic doctor, and this may be either they know it deep down or they're not really well aware of it, but when we start dissecting the situation out and we start understanding what is happening in the body, the number 1 thing ultimately that leads a person maybe to seeing a naturopathic doctor, and potentially the other thing is they may actually be all stress related. concerns is in fact the element of how stress, the way that we actually respond to our environment, our emotions, and changes in our lives around us actually affects us physiologically and also mentally, emotionally. And so some of the things that are actually listed on this list: number 2, fatigue, the situation around allergies and pain, hormonal concerns as well, ultimately can all be related back to number 1. And this is why I've put it at the top of the list here, because it is so critical that we look at actually helping a person deal with the way that their body manifests stress. All right. And so I really hope that that has helped you to understand a little bit about the top 10 things that might help you to seek out naturopathic care. For those of you that are interested in what it is that you should expect from a naturopathic doctor, you can expect, in fact, that everything will be looked at. Everything about your lifestyle, your routine, your dietary habits, your review of supplements and medications that you're taking, everything laboratory related will actually be taken sort of a complete and comprehensive view, and then there will be a plan of action implemented. Some of the strategies that can be included in that plan of action are things like nutrition and herbal medicine, Chinese medicine, acupuncture, homeopathy, and physical components such as hydrotherapy, which is the use of hot and cold water. And of course, counseling in many forms, including counseling on stress management and also lifestyle alterations and changes, such as, here's a lifestyle change that you might all relate to: get to bed just about an hour earlier. It might really help you with your energy levels. And sometimes we just need a little bit of guidance. We need someone to take the reins and say, okay, take a complete look at what's going on in my life. Take a complete sort of stance back or a step back and actually understand what it is that I might be doing that is maybe contributing. Okay, at Pinewood Natural Health Center, which is the clinic that I'm at, we do some specific treatments, and some of these specific treatments help us to understand the body in a much deeper way. Advanced diagnostics, which include things like heart rate variability. Some of the cosmetic services, which I actually have spoken about earlier, include things like peels and mesotherapy, customized weight loss programs. Some of the weight loss programs that we have include Healthy and Active, and this is a program which actually really looks at the metabolic functions based on 42 parameters of blood and allows us to actually get to a customized food list. The next, of course, is hormonal replacement therapies using what's known as natural bioidentical substances, supportive cancer care, microscopy, which is the look at blood under the microscope, thermography, the use of temperature to allow us to understand how the body's regulating, IV therapies, and allergy elimination therapies, which also is known as NAET. Now, what you might want to be aware of here is that a lot of naturopathic services can, in fact, be covered off by medical insurance plans. So if you actually have an employer that you're working with and you want to check in on whether or not naturopathic services are covered, it'd be worthwhile. Give a call to the policy holder and or the policy provider, and just check in on what your coverage is like. A lot of times patients and clients are coming in with coverage that allows them pretty much the initial intake, and then a lot of the covered services can be taken care of by these insurance companies, which is really great. Another reason that you should take advantage of naturopathic care. And why would you choose Pinewood Natural Health Center? Well, altogether, with the naturopathic doctors, we have well over 35 years of clinical experience. We have a highly experienced team of naturopathic doctors, as well as a multidisciplinary team of nutritionists, chiropractic, osteopathic care, massage, acupuncture for the best results possible. We've treated patients and clients since 1997, which means, again, we've helped thousands and thousands of individuals to actually get to optimal care and health. And we offer really innovative packages and solutions for things that we've seen a lot of, including some of these cosmetic solutions, IV therapies, and very customized, very specialized weight loss programs. For those of you that want more information, you can call our clinic directly. We have 2 locations in the Greater Toronto area to serve you. In Pickering, 905-427-0057, Toronto, 416-656-8100, or visit our website at www.pinewoodhealth.ca. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, because if you'd like more innovative tips and strategies as to how to get to optimal health, then please give us a like. And here we are at facebook.com/Pinewood Natural Health. Okay, great talking to you all today. I really hope that you have enjoyed this presentation, and it gives you some insight, maybe again, makes you take that initial step to go and see a naturopathic doctor and to potentially come and visit us at Pinewood Natural Health Center, and where we can, as our tagline says, inspire your journey to change. Thank you.